Alright guys, we are back with some more MXGP 2021. We have another update to the game. So Lacapelle Marival has finally been added into the game, and track's pretty fun. I didn't have a ton of time on it, so we might not be pro, and I haven't played this game for quite a while. It wasn't my favorite, but the track is fun enough, and the most interesting part about this track is that the terrain deformation, it felt like it was affecting the bike a bit. You know, we can carve lines on the track, and they don't really mean much, but I felt like I could feel my previous lines around the track, even if it just felt like it was roughness. I mean, it didn't really feel like I could, you know, get into a rut and stay in it really, but it did feel like the terrain deformation was a bit different on this track. It didn't say anything about that in the patch notes, so maybe that's just me. If you play the game or have the game and you try this update, you'll have to let me know what you think. Maybe it's just in my head because I haven't played the game in forever, but kind of interesting. And they did add a new track editor map. It is the hill, and we do show you that. We also do have some first person because I've just been on a first person kick. You know, for Supercross we've been doing it, and in this game it's so cool. I mean, MX Bikes is my favorite first person, but this is pretty sweet. I do struggle a bit more in these games, but it was still pretty cool, so I do want to show you. But back to the track. I'm happy it's in the game. I'm not going to complain about anything. I've seen some people say, stop complaining about the game. Not really complaining about it, just saying how I feel about it. And we've already stated how we feel about the game. This doesn't really change anything, but you know, some people might say this should have been in the game right away. Of course it should have been, but it wasn't, and we still got it. The only part that I feel like Milestone could have done a bit better with was being more transparent with everybody. I mean, there was some people that were asking about it, and they just didn't really get a response. I mean, I saw on the socials that people were like, where's Lacapelle Marival? And before this, where's Mantova? And whatnot. And they just didn't really respond. And I think there was maybe in the Discord, but you know, unless you're like hardcore into knowing about the patch notes and the updates and everything, you're probably not going to see that. I do believe Milestone did respond to a very few select people that these two tracks were coming later, and that's fine. I mean, that's fine. You know, we get it in the game. It's a free update. They did have the patch notes. There was some other stuff they did. They added another rider, and what else? It was like quality of life stuff. I mean, nothing major. More time to finish the race in multiplayer, and more time to set up your bike in multiplayer. So it's just quality of life stuff, and that's great. You know, I'm glad we get this stuff, but just I wish Milestone would have made a statement, like an official statement about it. But nonetheless, this is still cool, and excuse me, I definitely encourage you guys to try it out because, like I was saying, the terrain deformation, it just feels like, I think it was MXGP 19 that, what track was it? Matterley Basin, maybe? I'm not sure. That track felt like rougher. You know, after a lap, that track felt rougher than any other track in that game. And this track kind of feels that way. So maybe it's specifically just this track, or maybe, again, I haven't played in forever. But yeah, it's fun. The reset points on it are very, very picky. If you just get a tiny bit outside the track markers, you get reset. I did get reset a bunch while I was trying to record this video, which is a good thing. I remember MXGP 3, I forget what track it was, but there was a track you could literally ride around like 40% of that track out of bounds. So it's a good thing that they have it that way. But I don't know if I said this, I'm not super familiar with Lacapelle Marival, but I did watch a bit of MXGP, the highlights from this track this last year, and I would say it looks pretty good. If you're really familiar with it, if you're from France or have rode the track or whatever, let me know in the comments how you feel about it. But it looks pretty similar. I mean, the track in real life obviously was a bit rougher, but in the game, you know, it's a video game, so it might not be perfect, but it was still fun enough. And then after we finish up this lap, we do switch over to the track editor. I didn't show you the track, you know, making it, but mainly it was about showing you the biome, and it's cool. Again, it's called the Hill, and we have a lap to show you. I just made a really sucky track really fast to try and hit up, you know, the elevation in it and whatnot. And it's called the Hill, but it really reminds me of, I don't know what map it is. It isn't the plain map, and it isn't the orchard, the woods maybe. It kind of reminds me of that map, but not with the trees, right? So it's cool, and any maps we can get extra is great. I didn't even know we were getting that, so it was kind of a pleasant surprise for me. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I wish they would give us something that was insane. You know, I know they want to keep it realistic, and the way the physics are, it has to be a certain way, right? So, but it would have been really cool if we had, I don't know, a mountain, you know, a really insane elevation. And this, when you're in the track editor, it doesn't feel this steep. So I was a bit surprised when I got in the track and was like jumping down the hill. I thought it might work pretty good, and it does, but it was a lot steeper than I thought it was gonna be. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you have played it, how do you feel about it? Do you like it? Don't like it? Happy with it? I think it's cool. I think it's as good as the last update, and the biome's awesome that we got. Track is fun. And again, quality of life fixes to make the game more enjoyable. But you guys, girls, are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for the support on the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.